Alright, welcome back everybody. We have returned for another episode of Entitled Parents. You guys seem to enjoy this series, so, subscribe if you want to see more. Smash the like button, get I don't even know how many likes we get. 8,000, okay? Get 8,000. Okay, starting off, we got a story from 1998. We are going back in time for this one, okay? My mom threw my sister a party for my 8th birthday. Pretty much, this is a severe case of favoritism. I don't know if you guys have ever experienced this in your life, like if you had a sibling or something, but it's pretty much when your parents have favorites, right? They love your brother or your sister way more than you. And because of this, you feel really left out, and sometimes they take it to extreme extents, like this story. This happened in 1998 when I was 8 years old, and my sister was 5. From a very early age, I knew that my younger sister was a golden child and could do no wrong in our mother's eyes. Mother Dearest was abusive towards me for most of my childhood until I was 14, and her physical and mental abuse turned towards my sister as well. My parents had separated before my sister was born. They didn't mesh well together but tolerated each other for the sake of their kids. Part of the reason that my sister was mom's favorite child was because of her love for horse riding, which I was never interested in. The more hostile our mother got towards me, the less interested I got in anything she was interested in. And then came my 8th birthday. I was friends with our next door neighbors' kids and a few kids from school. Although I didn't have that many, I loved the friends I did have and was excited to share my birthday with them. My birthday was on a Friday, but mom told me that she'd arrange my birthday party for the Saturday, which is fine by me. The day of my birthday party came and I got excited. At that age, I hadn't yet had my heart crushed by my mom and her blatant favoritism and abuse, but that was the year I began to hate my birthday. The party was arranged to start at 12 p.m., so I wore my favorite dress and sat outside to wait for my friends to arrive. This was the point I realized that something wasn't right. Outside was the mother of one of my sister's friends with a pony in tow. My mother knew I wasn't interested in horses, and even if I was, the horse was too small for an 8-year-old. As more guests started to arrive, my heart broke more and more. These were my sister's friends, not mine. And for the icing on the cake, out came my 5-year-old sister in a Cinderella costume. None of these people were there for me. This was supposed to be my party, but instead it became a party for my sister. None of my friends were there either. All of the birthday presents were addressed to me, but they were things that I didn't want. My Little Pony toys and other horse-related gifts were what I got from my mother and other people at the party. Oh my god, this makes it so much worse. Like, initially I thought that, oh, the moms got the birthdays mixed up, and it's like, she must have thought that it was her 5-year-old's birthday, but apparently she knew because, she gave her 8-year-old gifts, right? Birthday gifts. So, because of favoritism, she threw a party for her other child, invited her other child's friends, and completely ignored her main child and just gave her some gifts. Yo, I don't know what kind of mom this is. I think, she thought that she wouldn't remember this because she's only 8 years old or something. I know a couple of people who kind of do that. They pretty much do completely insane things in front of children because they're like, oh, they won't remember it or whatever. Don't ask me how I know this, but I just know this, okay? I mean, I know I've joked about it before, but kids pretty much know what's going on. Of course you'll realize when none of her, actual friends are there and everything is stuff that her sister likes and not her, right? Honestly, I'm not a big fan of parties myself or even birthdays, but I can understand that some people, absolutely love them and pretty much live for them, essentially, and it's a really special occasion, so as an 8-year-old, this would just be heartbreaking. The only present I got that wasn't horse-related was from our dad. He came later in the day to wish me a happy birthday, but at that point, the other guests and the pony were gone. I can remember him asking me what was wrong, and I wouldn't come out of my room or talk to anyone. My mom acted dumb and she said that she didn't know why I was upset. It wasn't until many years later that my dad found out what had happened. After that day, I didn't want a birthday party ever again. Even now at 30, I don't make a big deal out of my birthday. I still celebrate it, but I don't do birthday parties. My sister has changed a lot since then, and I don't hold any grudges for the things our mother did. We don't speak to our mother anymore, and our father died in 2009 when I was 19. It's tough sometimes, but me and my sister are really close, so we have each other to lean on for support. I'd be lost if it weren't for her. Okay, so pretty much the only thing that the mom did for her was get her gifts, and the gifts weren't even for her because they were pony and horse gifts, which she didn't even like. So pretty much, I'm guessing she hoped that, oh, I don't like these, give it to your sister or something. This really sucks, man. She even acted like she didn't know what was going on, and there's nothing more annoying than keeping a secret for a long time just because you don't want to expose your mom or something. Dad probably thought that you're just a kid throwing a tantrum, and then years later he realized what actually happened. But yeah, that's just a scummy mom. Like, favoritism never ends well. Anyways, let's move on to story number 2. My friend's entitled parent thinks that I made up my severe allergy, then shames me for throwing up. This happened when I was about 8 years old, and my parents only recently reminded me that this happened. For some background information, I'm really allergic to potatoes. They give me blisters all over my mouth and make me violently ill for about 2 days after eating them. Anyway, on to the story. When I was about 8 years old, I was having a sleepover with my best friend. My mom dropped me off at about noon, so I was gonna have dinner at their house. My mother specifically told my friend's mother that I was allergic to potatoes, so she could make something without them. When dinner came around, my friend and I went to eat. His mother had made us a casserole, but little did I know, the main ingredient was potatoes. Dude, honestly, it just seems like she wants to kill you, dude, because the main ingredient after she literally said that you were allergic to potatoes, dude, I feel like she wants to kill you because allergies are no joke. They're gonna kill you. We ate dinner, then went and played until we went to bed. At around midnight, I woke up with my mouth full of bleeding blisters. I ran to the toilet and started violently throwing up. Let me tell you, stomach acid does not feel good on open blisters. I was crying on the floor and all this leaking from my mouth when my mother walks into the bathroom. She tells me that I need to stop being so dramatic if I want to go anywhere in life, and that allergies aren't real unless you let them. Just a reminder, she's saying this to a crying 8-year-old child who's dry heaving over the toilet, bleeding from the mouth. My guy, listen closely. I think you are dealing with the cock-a-doodle-doo because she's one of them people that says my herbal tea will cure your cancer, right? She's the nurse that applies 1 block of ice when you show up with your leg chopped off. I mean, if they think conditions like allergic reactions are just you being dramatic, I think she's a lost cause, alright? People like this pretty much exist in all aspects of life. They just tell you that your problems don't exist, and even though it's like literally part of you and you can't control it whatsoever. I mean, she's gotta be really stupid, right? How does she see you bleeding and say you're being dramatic? I swear to God, she just wanted you dead, bro. You probably should have reported it to the police. She then goes back to bed, leaving me in the bathroom for the rest of the night. No, you don't understand. She didn't leave you, dude. Time is the best first aid. She performed first aid on you, dude. I don't know if you've ever heard the saying, bro, time heals all wounds. I mean, is she wrong? Morning comes around and my mom comes to pick me up. Through my blistered mouth, I tell her what happened. She goes ballistic, as any mom would. She tells me to go to the car. I can hear her screaming at the other mother from outside. Safe to say that was the last time I ever hung out with my friend at this house. I don't know why you've posted this to entitled parents, because this just sounds like a psychotic mom, dude. She just sounds like the type of person to give you a granola bar after you say you're allergic to nuts. Like, 911, that was your answer. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't that attempted murder? Because, like, your mom specifically told her that, you know, the allergy was of potatoes and, you know, it caused this reaction or whatever, and she did it anyways, making it the main ingredient. There's no excuse for that. It wasn't like a side thing. The main ingredient, which is pretty much essentially poisoning you and trying to assassinate you, bro. I don't know, 911, get rid of her. Entitled mom confronts me for having the audacity to buy our house when our son wanted it. Brief backstory, back in March, me, a 25-year-old female, and my partner, a 27-year-old male, bought a house. Big deal for us, and we're so glad that we managed to pull this off, especially right before the pandemic got bad. It's a livable fixed-upper. The lady that lived here bought it in 1967, and was the only owner before us. It keeps us busy, and that's worked out really well being home so often. Now to the event with the entitled mom. In May, my big project was pulling out some nasty bushes that had taken over a huge chunk of the front side yard. It was hot, I was sweaty, I'm digging out roots and throwing branches. As I'm right up front and making a pretty drastic change to the yard, people notice. Most neighbors stop by, say a quick hello from the car, and drive away, but not entitled mom. Entitled mom pulls up in a shiny black Suburban from the opposite side of the road, parks the wrong way, and rolls down her window. I'd say she's in her 50 to 60s, gray/white bob cut hair. I stand up and pause my music. The following conversation isn't exact, but pretty close, as this conversation was just so entitled. Hey, did you buy this house? Yep, just moved in last month. Did you know the family that sold it? Not really, we just got lucky that they chose us, I guess. Yeah, my son really wanted this house. He grew up in this neighborhood, you know? Oh darn, yeah, houses move so fast right now. He spent his whole life in this area. He really deserved to stay in the neighborhood, you know? Yeah, that's too bad. Major what the frick feelings right now. How much did you offer? Me not about to tell her the details. Over asking price, we were proactive. Haha. Well, you see, my son really wanted that house. Me feeling quite awkward with this whole situation and just looking to shoo this lady along. Yeah, well, I'm sure more houses will go up for sale around here. Well, that doesn't really help him now, does it? He had his heart set on that house. I just exaggeratedly shrug and decide to resume my root cutting to try and give her the message. You're probably flipping it. He would have loved it. No we're not, we are staying long term. Yeah, right. She doesn't leave. I'm wondering if I should go inside or something. She just keeps looking at me, expecting me to say something. I keep cutting at a root. Is it just you, or did your family help you get it? Me, getting pretty short in tone. My partner and I bought it together. My grandkids would have loved the yard. A loved yard makes a house a home, you know? Me, not looking up. Well, my dogs will love it, especially once I'm done. Seriously? I just scoff, pull my root out, throw it on the pile. I feel her eyes watching me. Me, really ready to be done. Well, have a good day. Then with the last glare and a she speeds off, leaving a quite annoyed and bewildered me in my dirty glory, mulling over what the heck just happened. Did this freaking lady just try to guilt trip me because we bought a house her son wanted? Indeed, apparently, what the frick? Definitely the most unwelcoming interaction I've had since we moved in, and I've not seen her since. Okay, I gotta say, this is a pretty common theme among all the entitled parents. The guilt trip maneuver, right? Hey, this thing you've got, right? My son would have loved it. He actually has cancer, and he's on his deathbed. I mean my daughter, actually. She's actually in high school. She's 8 years old. In high school, yes, she's truly gifted, actually. I think she would have loved this yard, so, you know, you buying it, that's just kind of scummy of you. I think, honestly, if you buy it, you'll probably be cursed forever, because, you know, my son, my daughter has cancer, you know? I mean, I don't know, you've practically robbed my child, and, you know, you've probably killed her. It's not the cancer that'll kill her, it's probably your disgusting maneuver buying this house. How will you live with yourself, demon? It's a really pathetic tactic. They just want you to feel bad so they get their way. You really shouldn't. I have a phrase, right, that I use against these kinds of people. It's called cry more, because honestly, your tears are tasty, fam. Please keep crying. Okay, I think we're done. Hope you guys enjoyed. Smash a like if you did enjoy, subscribe if you're new. Don't become an entitled parent. If anything, these stories should tell you what not to do, right? And instead, when you come across these scenarios, you should become great parents, you know? I mean, it's not really hard to avoid these scenarios in the first place, but people like these do exist, and at least you can identify them now. And yeah, that's about it. Bye-bye.